8,000 miles. On foot. Through mountains, rivers, deserts, and winter. No roads. No maps. Just 33 people walking into the unknown. Half of them nearly died. One did die. And the person who saved them all? Got nothing. Not money. Not recognition. Not even her freedom. Subscribe now. This story will change how you see American history forever. 1803 President Thomas Jefferson bought 828,000 square miles from France. The Louisiana Purchase. $15 million. Doubled America's size overnight. But here's the problem, nobody knew what they'd bought. France didn't know. America didn't know. It was unmapped. Unexplored. Unknown. To Europeans, anyway. Millions of Native Americans knew it perfectly. They'd lived there for 15,000 years. But their maps weren't written. So they didn't count. Jefferson chose Meriwether Lewis. His personal secretary. 29 years old. Army officer. Educated. Disciplined. Lewis chose William Clark. His former commanding officer. 33 years old. Better with maps. Better with people. Together, they recruited 33 men total. Soldiers. Hunters. Interpreters. One enslaved man named York. No choice in going. And they needed one more thing. Someone who knew the land. The languages. The people. They'd find her later. And she'd save everything. May 14, 1804. St. Louis. The expedition departed. 3 boats. Tons of supplies. Scientific instruments. Weapons. Trade goods for native tribes. Gifts. Medals. Flags. The message was clear: we're not asking. We're claiming. They paddled up the Missouri River. Into territory the United States didn't control. Didn't own. Just wanted. That was enough. For them. The first native tribes they met were curious. Not hostile. The Oto. The Missouri. The Yankton Sioux. Lewis and Clark gave speeches. Through interpreters. Announced that this land now belonged to the United States. To their great father in Washington. The chiefs listened. Politely. Didn't agree. Didn't disagree. Just listened. They knew. These white men didn't understand. You can't own land. Land owns itself. But explaining that? Pointless. November 1804. North Dakota. Winter coming. Brutal. They built Fort Mandan. Near a Hidatsa village. Met a French-Canadian trader. Toussaint Charbonneau. He had 2 wives. Both Shoshone. Both teenage girls. Both captured and enslaved. One was Sacagawea. 16 years old. Pregnant. Lewis and Clark hired Charbonneau as interpreter. They got Sacagawea as bonus. The best decision they never knew they made. February 11, 1805. Sacagawea gave birth. In the fort. Middle of winter. 16 years old. In agony. Labor wasn't progressing. Lewis gave her crushed rattlesnake rattle. Folk remedy. Probably did nothing. But 10 minutes later. Baby born. Boy. Jean-Baptiste. Sacagawea recovered. Fast. Had to. The expedition was leaving in April. Baby or no baby. She was going. Because they needed her. More than they understood. April 7, 1805. Ice melted. River opened. They left Fort Mandan. Sacagawea came. 2-month-old baby strapped to her back. The only woman. The youngest mother. The only native guide who knew the route ahead. She wasn't paid. Charbonneau was. Not her. She was property. To him. To them. But she was also essential. They just didn't know it yet. They would. May 14, 1805. Disaster. Sudden squall. Wind hit the boat carrying journals, maps, instruments. All irreplaceable. The boat tipped. Charbonneau panicked. Froze. Prayed. Useless. The boat was capsizing. Everything falling overboard. Then Sacagawea leaned over the side. Baby on her back. Grabbed the floating items. One by one. Journals. Instruments. Maps. Saved everything. While Charbonneau prayed. She saved the expedition. They named a river after her. Later. Didn't pay her. Didn't thank her. Just named a river. And kept moving. June 1805. The Great Falls of Missouri. 5 waterfalls. Massive. Beautiful. Impassable. They had to portage. Carry everything. Boats. Supplies. Everything. Around the falls. 18 miles. Over rough terrain. It took a month. Backs breaking. Feet bleeding. Sacagawea got sick. Deathly ill. Lewis treated her. Frantically. If she died, they'd lose their translator. Their guide. Their hope. She recovered. They continued. Always continuing. No matter what. August 1805. They needed horses. To cross the Rockies. Found a Shoshone tribe. Sacagawea's people. Her birth tribe. She hadn't seen them in 5 years. Since she was captured. Enslaved. The chief came forward. She recognized him. Her brother. Cameawait. She ran to him. Crying. He embraced her. Crying. 5 years. Family reunion. For 10 minutes. Then business. They needed horses. Sacagawea translated. Negotiated. Got them horses. Saved the expedition. Again. Then said goodbye. To her brother. Forever. And kept walking. West. September 1805. The Rocky Mountains. Worst part of the journey. Cold. Snow. Starvation. They ate their horses. Then bark. Then candles. Men collapsed. Hypothermia. Frostbite. They thought they'd die. All of them. In those mountains. Then they found a Nez Perce village. The Nez Perce fed them. Saved them. Could have killed them. Easily. Didn't. Showed mercy. The expedition recovered. Continued. Grateful. Briefly. Then kept claiming land. That wasn't theirs. From people who'd saved their lives. November 7, 1805. They saw it. The Pacific Ocean. 18 months. 4,000 miles. From Missouri to the ocean. Clark wrote in his journal Ocean in View. Oh. The joy. They'd made it. First transcontinental expedition. American glory. Except. They weren't first. Native peoples had been traveling these routes for millennia. But American history doesn't count that. Only white men writing it down. Makes it real. Apparently. They built Fort Clatsop. Spent the winter. Miserable. Constant rain. Mold. Fleas. Disease. They were stuck. Had to wait for spring. To go back. Clark drew maps. Lewis documented species. Sacagawea. Worked. Cooked. Translated. Cared for her baby. No days off. When a whale beached, everyone went to see it. Everyone except Sacagawea. She demanded to go. First time she'd demanded anything. They let her. She'd earned it. After saving them. Repeatedly. They let her see a dead whale. Generous. March 23, 1806. They left Fort Clatsop. Heading home. East. The return journey. Faster. They knew the route now. Mostly. But still dangerous. Still brutal. Same mountains. Same rivers. Same risks. Different direction. They'd proven it was possible. To cross the continent. On foot. But was it worth it? The suffering? The cost? Depends who you ask. The expedition? Yes. The native peoples watching their land being mapped. For conquest? Different answer. July 1806. Montana. They split up. Faster exploration. Lewis took one group north. Clark took another south. Sacagawea with Clark's group. She guided them. Through Shoshone territory. Showed them passes. Shortcuts. Routes she'd known since childhood. Routes that became American roads. Railways. Highways. Built on her knowledge. Without her name. Without her credit. Just taken. Like everything else. August 1806. The groups reunited. Everyone alive. Successful. But Lewis's group had fought Blackfeet warriors. 2 natives killed. First violence of the expedition. Lewis's group fled. Nearly died. The message was sent. White men were coming. Armed. Claiming land. Ready to kill for it. The Blackfeet would remember. Would tell other tribes. The invasion had begun. For real. No more exploring. Now conquering. September 1806. They approached St. Louis. People thought they were dead. 2 years. No word. Assumed lost. Then boats appeared. The core of discovery. Alive. Triumphant. Crowds gathered. Cheering. Celebrating. American heroes. They'd crossed the continent. Mapped the route. Claimed the land. For America. For expansion. For the future. York celebrated too. Still enslaved. Sacagawea celebrated. Never paid. But alive. Against all odds. That was something. The rewards. Lewis and Clark became national heroes. Promoted. Given land. 1,600 acres each. Double pay for the journey. Fame. Recognition. Power. The other expedition members. 320 acres each. Double pay. York. Nothing. Asked Clark for freedom. Denied. Remained enslaved. 10 more years. Sacagawea. Nothing. No land. No money. No recognition. Disappeared from history. Died young. Probably 1812. Age 25. Her son Jean-Baptiste. Clark adopted him. Educated him. The child. Valued. The mother. Forgotten. Lewis and Clark discovered America. By walking through it. 8,000 miles. Mapping it. Claiming it. For a country that didn't own it. Couldn't own it. The land already had people. Millions of them. For 15,000 years. But their maps weren't written down. So they didn't count. Sacagawea guided them. Saved them. Multiple times. Got nothing. York traveled the same distance. Faced the same dangers. Remained enslaved. The expedition proved America could expand. Coast to coast. Manifest destiny. The maps they made became invasion routes. The journals they kept became conquest plans. Lewis and Clark opened the West. For American settlers. For displacement. For genocide. That came after. They didn't pull the trigger. But they drew the map. Showing where to aim. That's the truth. The one they don't teach. Maps aren't neutral. They're political. They're weapons. And Lewis and Clark's maps drew a target on millions of people who were just living on land they'd known for millennia, until someone drew a line and called it America. Like this video if you want more uncomfortable truths. Subscribe for history that doesn't worship hero Isayuro because heroes are complicated. Comment, was this discovery or invasion? Because it depends on who's drawing the map and who's being erased from it.